Every long trail teaches you something. Usually, you learn it the hard way. After hiking trails like the John Muir Trail, the Tahoe Rim Trail, the Zion Traverse, and the Uinta Highline Trail, there are a few mistakes that I have made that I will not repeat on my next through hike. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for being with me again today. Hey, today I want to talk about some of the mistakes that I have made on through hikes. And look, you all know this. Through hikes expose our weaknesses, whether that's gear, food, planning, or even our body. It is a crucible where weaknesses will be exposed and potentially exploited. So here are some mistakes that I have learned from real miles on the trail. Mistake number 1, bringing an ultralight 20-inch sleeping pad. Look, when I was on the Uinta Highline Trail in the summer of 2023, I brought the Thermarest Neo Air 20-inch wide mummy sleeping pad. One of the lightest pads on the market. I know the Ultralight was a little bit lighter, but this one is still an amazingly light pad. And that is the reason why I brought it. But I had terrible sleep that whole trip. My arms couldn't fit on the pad. They were falling off and falling asleep. It's just not the most comfortable of pads, at least for me, somebody who is also a side sleeper. So the narrow pad and bringing it just because it was the lightest weight one was not a good decision for me. And this can be applied to many other pieces of gear. So the big lesson is a few ounces lighter is not worth bad sleep for me. And mistake number 2 is optimizing food for calories instead of taste. In the summer of 2024, when I hiked the John Muir Trail, I planned my food largely in part and optimized for calories. And on paper, it was awesome. We've talked about this in a number of videos. What looks good on a spreadsheet or on paper does not always translate to good on the trail. And this is a prime example. I made this spreadsheet. I got all of this information, calories per ounce, what's the best ratio of fats, proteins, carbs through the day, and made it all kind of add up. It was a bit of a nerdy mess, to say the least. But when I got on trail, I had an incredibly difficult time choking down some of the food. It just did not taste good. To the point when I did my resupply for the last week, 7 days at VVR, I left a lot of it in the hiker box because I just couldn't think about eating it. And that had real consequences for me. I was hungry that whole second week going through the highest elevation and all the passes, the majority of the large passes on the JMT. When I got home, I think I'd lost about 15 pounds, and that's kind of my fault. So the lesson learned here is that food that you like and enjoy eating matters a whole lot more than what looks good on the spreadsheet. Mistake number 3 that I made is not testing my shoes enough before a trail. So this past summer in 2025, I hiked the Tahoe Rim Trail. I brought a pair of Topo Athletic Mountain Racer 3s, and I had used them a bit here at home in my training and preparation for this hike, but I hadn't done it enough. I had done a lot of day hikes, anywhere from 7 to 20 or 21 miles, but I hadn't put together a lot of days consistently at those higher mileages, and I found out on the Tahoe Rim Trail by day 2, that was a huge mistake. The long miles on the Tahoe Rim Trail, especially in my first 3 or 4 days, really exposed my feet to this shoe that just didn't work out. And by the time I got into Tahoe City, I already had about 4 blisters that were very painful and making that first part of the trip a significant challenge. So the lesson learned here is that shoes need some real miles before a trip, and preferably multiple days of a smaller shakedown hike to really work out the kinks and make sure those shoes are good for you. Mistake number 4 is very similar to number 3 in the sense that I did not take care of my feet soon enough on the Tahoe Rim Trail. I ignored some of those hot spots and just kind of kept going, thinking I've got to make the miles, I've got to make the miles, instead of taking 10 minutes, pulling off to the side of the trail, taking a breather, getting some water, eating a snack real quick, and taping up or working on those hot spots, or eventually what ended up becoming blisters. That seemingly small problem of a hot spot became a big problem by day 3 and day 4 for my feet, and really ended up having challenges, or at least pain, for the majority of that trip, which is the only thing that kind of negatively went wrong, but it is the thing I still kind of think about. And the lesson learned here, and of course you know it and so do I, but I just didn't do it. Early foot care prevents major issues down the trail. And mistake number 5 is being too rigid with my plan. I make my plans and sometimes I just stick to it too closely. I gotta make my miles, I gotta get to that specific camp or camp area that we had planned. There's a lot of internal pressure for me to stick to the schedule and to do what is on paper. And I have done that on pretty much every through hike I have done so far. The Uinta Highline Trail, the John Muir Trail, the Tahoe Rim Trail. And it's caused me to probably not have as good of time or experience as I could have had and would have liked to have. So this is one of my big goals for 2026, is to just kind of mentally slow down a little bit, make a plan, but not to hold on to it too rigidly. If I know it's going to be 5 days from one town to another, then I want to make sure that I can do whatever I want within those 5 days, as long as I get there by day 5. So the lesson that I am learning here, I can't say I've learned it, I'm still learning, is that flexibility really provides a better experience on the trail. So look, every long trail teaches you something, and usually it's the hard way. A sleeping pad that seemed fine turns into terrible sleep. Shoes you thought were going to work out turn into painful miles. And that little hot spot that you didn't take care of becomes a major problem down the trail. But that's what long trails do. They expose the weak spots in our systems. But the good news is, every mistake made makes you and the next hiker better. And these are mistakes that I definitely won't be making on my next through hike. Well, friends, thank you so much for being here with me today. Hopefully these mistakes that I have made will help you on your journey as a hiker. If this information has been helpful for you, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. You can always unsubscribe down the road if you don't like the content. And if you want to hear about some of the backpacking advice that I have stopped following after hundreds of miles on trail, I will link that video right here. And with that, friends, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace. That's a wrap.